Epe is evolving. Ibeju-Lekki is becoming super expensive. Border towns are picking up and gaining traction. The question is it safe to buy real estate in Lagos in 2025? All of this we'll discuss on this channel today. I remain Patrick, your realtor. Welcome to the space where we'll discuss topical issues that affect real estate. Like our videos, subscribe to the channel, and do not forget, turn on your notification button so that you get informed every time we drop a new content on this channel. Are you a first-time viewer? You're very much welcome. We have over 250 videos discussing real estate and exposing you to the rudiments of real estate investments in Nigeria. See our content and you will make wise investment choices. When we get back, we'll be discussing our topic in full details. So is it safe to buy real estate in Lagos in 2025? I would not want to answer this from the very beginning. I would give the answer at the end. But I would want us to have this analysis very, very logically. The last 5 to 7 years, Ekpe and Ibeju-Lekki has been on everybody's lips. Both marketers of real estate and also buyers of real estate. And the basic reason for this um, was because of government's deliberate intention to develop that particular area of Lagos. It all started with Ibeju-Lekki, and we saw Dangote refinery coming to Ibeju-Lekki. We saw the deep sea port. We saw the fertilizer plant. We saw the free trade zone that houses so many multi-international industries and companies. And just recently, we got the approval for the international airport on the Lekki-Epe axis of Ibeju-Lekki. All of this um, development, be it from the private sector or from the government, has caused the serious attention that Ibeju-Lekki gained. And when you look at it, 7 to 10 years ago, lands in Ibeju-Lekki were sold for about 500, 600, 800,000 naira. And as all these developments came into Ibeju-Lekki, prices started surging up. Prices surging up because the government picked interest, keen interest in Ibeju-Lekki. This is what I always tell people, that anytime the face of the government turns to a particular location, you expect prices to surge higher in all these areas. This is because government attention will always come with acquisition. When government turns its face to a particular location, then government is going to acquire some portion of land in that particular place. This acquisition might have happened a very long time ago with people not knowing, or the acquisition can happen even at a time government is projecting serious interference in that particular area. So it's what we experience in Epe. This is why you would see that so many people bought lands for 500,000, 800,000 naira, and so on in Ibeju-Lekki, and actually lost those lands when government acquired some of the lands in Ibeju-Lekki. Now, right now, the average cost of a C of O land in Ibeju-Lekki is 30 million naira. And it is so amazing that when investors reach out to me, oh, Patrick, we want to buy something in Ibeju-Lekki and our budget is 10 million naira, 50 million naira, I find it very difficult to get something for them. This is because um, the prices right now is outrageous in Ibeju-Lekki, and just one reason has caused all this: government interference. Government interference in real estate. I keep telling people, real estate is sweet business for the government, and the government has seen how juicy the real estate space is, and they are keenly. So, government interference will always cause for uh, the sudden high of prices. This is because government allocation are not always cheap, and perfection of title documents in certain areas are also very, very expensive. This is one reason you would witness the increased um, prices of properties in this particular area of Lagos. Not just that, a shortage in supply of lands also in Ibeju-Lekki would make property prices go up. You know, where demand exceeds supply, you'd always experience a price going up. That's the basic law of demand and supply. So right now, almost every land in Ibeju-Lekki has been bought. Almost every place in Ibeju-Lekki has been bought. What you would see now would be secondary sale and purchase. So if you want to buy, you buy on the terms of whoever has the land to sell. So so many reasons why prices are so high in Ibeju-Lekki. On the developer side, title documentation is not cheap. Allocation is not cheap. Perfection of those documents also are not cheap. So they spend so much. And that is why you get to buy a property, 30 million naira, 40 million naira for a place that is not even developed yet. So many reasons Ibeju-Lekki has become so expensive, so expensive, and everybody wants to have a piece of Ibeju-Lekki because we've all seen the future. We've seen the future, and everybody wants Ibeju-Lekki. Although you got biases, and I keep telling some persons that we are selling a future price on the present, and we'll discuss that in another video. The prices are surging really high in Ibeju-Lekki, and the negatives here is that uh, on one hand, the younger generation might not get to buy into this area, or maybe in the future at a higher price, but the younger generation who are property enthusiasts and who want to buy something so they can hedge against inflation, may fully well what Ibeju-Lekki portends for property investors cannot, because how much do we make as young people to buy a property of 30 million naira in Ibeju-Lekki? One negative. The other negative would be that flipping lands might not be so easy in the future, because when you buy a property for 30 million naira now, how much do you sell it in the next 2-3 years? How much do you sell it in the next 2-3 years? So for investment, it does not really make sense. It doesn't really make sense if you're looking to invest, let's say land banking, or let's say you trying to hedge against inflation, you're trying to buy a property to sell double the price in the future. It doesn't really make sense for Ibeju-Lekki, because guys, it's going to be very difficult to sell. It's going to be very, very difficult to sell. When you compare those who bought Ibeju-Lekki, like let's say 10 years ago at 500,000 naira, and now they are selling for 30 million naira. You see a huge difference. And you buy for 30 million naira, can you sell for 150 million naira in 3 years? It's crazy, and I do not see how flipping or reselling would be so easy. Now, when we go further to Epe, Lagos, Nigeria, Epe is evolving. If you've not visited Epe in the last 2 years, you probably will not be able to identify Epe, Lagos, Nigeria, because all of the development in Ibeju-Lekki in some way has affected the fortunes of Epe, Lagos, Nigeria. Now, I'll always tell you that Ibeju-Lekki is more of a commercial and industrial site. Epe is more residential. So, all of the people who will be working in Ibeju-Lekki need a place to stay, and the closest residential development to them is Epe, Lagos, Nigeria. And this is why you've seen that Epe has changed on the last 3-4 years. Epe has really changed. And all these changes has also got the attention of the government. Now, do not forget, where the government turns its face to, property prices surges. And when you look at the dynamism in policies that control real estate in Lagos, and right now as it affects Epe, it is difficult to ask anybody to buy properties in Epe, Lagos, Nigeria. Now, government has turned their face towards Epe, and government wants to bring in some um, schemes to Epe. One of them will take more than 7,700 something hectares of land, and all this will be bought by private developers who will then turn sell to property investors. So this is a good time for you to hope for the best, and if you are excited about what that development would look like or will be, we can be excited together, as I'm looking forward to that. And I've got some investors that have contacted me. Oh, Patrick, keep us informed when all this starts, so we can quickly key into um, this scheme as the beginning stage. Now, we're all excited about that, but so there's also a part that does not really suit property investors, those who have bought all these places in the past, and we're talking about acquisition coming to all these places. How does it affect property investors? How does it affect their investment? How does it what tool does it take on the confidence they have in investing in Lagos, Nigeria? Does it mean if we buy properties today, tomorrow we are not assured of security? So all of this has really caused people to think deep and ask if it is wise to buy properties in Epe in 2025. And this also has pushed so many people to buy lands in border towns. So this is why you'll see that border towns are getting traction. For example, areas the border Lagos around Ijebu, Ikorodu, down into Imota, and also some parts of Abeokuta, have also in Oyo State, Ibadan, are getting traction. You see so many development companies going to all those places. You would see uh, so many property investors preferring to buy properties in those places, because policies are a bit more stable in all those places, and prices are more affordable. Um, it gives opportunity to the younger ones, the younger generation, to buy properties. Brothers are getting traction because some persons are losing confidence in Lagos, Nigeria. But the question is it safe to still buy property in Lagos? Is it safe to buy properties in Lagos? I would say it is very safe. It is very safe, but properties are no longer cheap. If you're looking for cheap properties, then Lagos is not the place for you. I keep telling people, but cheap properties will put you into problems, because you don't get to see titles, lands with titles that are so cheap. You don't get to see them. So there are safe lands in Lagos. There are safe lands in Epe, Lagos, Nigeria. Title properties in Epe, Lagos, Nigeria. Safe ones like that. And for those who still want to buy in Epe right now, my advice is, why don't you just calm down a bit and allow all this appreciation happen, then we can tell you where to buy. When the coast is clearer, then we all know what to do. But this time, it's all speculation. Do not buy right now. Although we know of safe properties that you can buy field lands, CFO lands. For CFO, yes, you can go ahead to buy. But for the field and others, stay calm. Once the appreciation is over, then you can now decide to buy where the government did not take, or where is out of government's interest. So there are safe properties to buy in Lagos, Nigeria, safe properties to buy in Ibeju-Lekki, but these properties are no longer affordable. The term affordability is relative, but it is not affordable to the common man, to those earning minimum wage. So difficult to say I want to buy properties. We hope something better happens in the future. So um that is that about that. And this is a reality of real estate in Lagos right now. Is evolving in terms of policies changes, in terms of affordability, in terms of development also. Ibeju-Lekki is becoming so expensive. It's becoming super expensive. Um, 30 million, 35 million naira for land in Ibeju-Lekki. The border towns are gaining traction. You must be very careful buying properties and the border town, so that you don't make the mistakes most of us made in Lagos, Nigeria. Conduct your due diligence, um, do the right thing, and buy safety. So, in the coming days of making content about buying properties in Ogun State and Ibadan, and we'll be looking at things you need to know, and the steps you need to take, and the kind of diligence you need to carry in all these places. I rent Patrick, a Lagos realtor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and do not forget, turn on your notification button so that every time we drop a new content, you will be the first to see. Until we see again, stay safe and keep investing in real estate.